When an action or behavior is done frequently enough to become automatic, we call it a habit. As we become used to an action, the level of brain activity declines, making it possible for us to do something without even planning or carefully thinking about it. So, how do habits work? We can divide it into 4 simple steps: the cue, craving, response, and reward. Every habit is built upon this 4-step pattern, which your brain performs in the same sequence each time. Cue is the first step, which prompts the brain to initiate a behavior. This could be anything that we continuously look out for, which hints to a certain reward. In prehistoric era, humans are after primary rewards like food and water, which are the basic needs for survival. The second step is craving, which is considered as the driving force behind every habit. Imagine the car as the actions we do, and the fuel that makes them work is the desire. But it is not the habit that we crave. It is the reward and change of state it provides. You do not crave the act of drinking a beer, you crave the feeling of relief it gives. Here's a real-life example of how habits work through this 4-step pattern. Cue: you are answering your homework. Craving: you begin to feel burdened and stressed by the questions. You want to feel in control. Response: you bite the tip of the pen you're holding. Reward: you satisfy your craving to reduce stress. Now, biting the tip of the pen becomes associated with answering homework. Knowing all these things, how can we utilize this knowledge to form a good habit and get rid of the bad ones? To create a good habit, first, we need to make it obvious. We can achieve this by designing our environment. Make the cues of good habits obvious and visible. Let's say, for example, you want to make playing guitar a habit. You need to put it to a corner where you can easily notice and grab it. Next step is to make it attractive. You need to practice temptation bundling, wherein you pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. If playing a guitar is what you need to do, you can pair with what you want to do, like watching a movie or listening to the music you love. Another step is to make it easy, by reducing the number of steps between you and your good habits. If you want to make playing guitar a habit, you need to make it easy by not placing it inside the guitar case most of the time, and make sure that it is in tune always to easily start practicing guitar once you got it. You also need to consider the amount of time you consume practicing guitar. See to it that you make it less than an hour daily, but consistently. Last step is to make it satisfying by giving yourself an immediate reward when you complete your habit. In a case of playing guitar as your habit, you can opt to do something you love right after accomplishing the habit, like eating your favorite food or buying the things you love. You can also use this knowledge against your bad habits to get rid of them. You just need to do the exact opposite of the ways we mentioned to create a good habit. Hence, the first step is to make it invisible by reducing its exposure. Remove the cues of your bad habits from your environment. Let's assume you want to quit smoking cigarette. Applying this, you need to go to a place where you won't be exposed to cigarettes. Another way is to make it unattractive, by changing your mindset. Highlight the benefits of avoiding your bad habits. With a habit of smoking cigarette, you need to feed your mind with all the negative effects of smoking, like lung cancer, bad breath, and premature death. Next step is to make it difficult, by adding hindrances in accomplishing the bad habit. If you want to get rid of smoking, you can reside in town where no one sells cigarette or far from any cigarette stores. You can also avoid bringing lighter to make it hard for you to start smoking even when you have a cigarette. The last step is to make it unsatisfying. Get an accountability partner. Ask someone to watch your behavior and create a habit contract where you make the costs of your bad habits public and painful. If you are serious on getting rid of smoking cigarette, you can make it happen by having an accountability partner. It could be your friends or your parents, where you can talk to them about having punishment when you failed to comply to a habit contract. With this, a habit of smoking cigarette will be embarrassing and unsatisfying, which gives you all the reasons to avoid it. Overall, to make it short and simple, in creating a good habit, you need to make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. On the other hand, to get rid of bad habits, you need to make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. That's all for a wandering mind. Keep wandering, keep learning.